Welcome to Senior Health Smart, your daily dose for better health.
7 common healthy foods that quietly damage senior hearts and muscles. The hidden danger behind the label. Healthy. I want to begin by sharing something deeply important. I believe in spreading not just medical facts, but a sense of clarity, hope, and empowerment. Especially for older adults, knowledge can mean the difference between silent decline and vibrant aging. I've seen too many seniors unknowingly harm their heart and muscles while thinking they were making healthy choices. Why? Because some of the foods most marketed as good for you may actually be quietly undermining your health. This isn't about fear. This is about awareness. And today we are pulling back the curtain on 7 common foods that are praised for their health benefits, but may be doing silent damage to your cardiovascular and muscular systems. The heart is not an isolated organ. It works hand in hand with your muscles, especially as you age. Good circulation means your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need. But if something is inflaming your arteries, weakening your heart function, or depleting your muscle cells, you might not feel it right away. That's the trick with many of these so-called healthy foods. They don't cause instant pain. They don't make you sick after one bite. Instead, they create a slow erosion over months or years. This is particularly dangerous for seniors whose hearts may already be more vulnerable due to stiffening arteries, reduced muscle mass, or medications that affect nutrient absorption. So why are these foods still called healthy? It's often due to outdated science, clever marketing, or a one-size-fits-all health claim that ignores the unique needs of older adults. A food that may be fine for a 30-year-old athlete might be disastrous for a 70-year-old with borderline blood pressure and muscle weakness. That's why I want to help you think differently. Not all that glitters is gold, and not every food with a health label is safe for your aging heart. In the next 3 parts, we're going to explore 7 specific foods that you've likely eaten or even relied on because they were labeled healthy. But for many seniors, they may be contributing to poor circulation, loss of muscle tone, irregular heart rhythms, and even increased stroke risk. Some of them may surprise you. Others may confirm what your body has already been trying to tell you, but all of them need to be understood fully so you can make informed, empowered choices. Your heart deserves that. Your muscles deserve that. And most importantly, you deserve that. Let's start with the first culprit: low-fat flavored yogurt. The yogurt trap and the whole grain problem. Let's talk about yogurt, specifically low-fat, fruit-flavored yogurt. For years, it's been marketed as a perfect breakfast or snack. Light, nutritious, easy to digest. But here's the truth most seniors don't hear. When yogurt is stripped of fat, something has to be added to keep it palatable. That something is usually sugar, and not just a spoonful. Some brands of fruit yogurt have more sugar per serving than a slice of cake. This creates a metabolic storm inside the aging body. Sugar spikes blood glucose. Repeatedly elevated glucose damages arterial walls, leading to inflammation and stiffening of the arteries, an open invitation to heart disease. Worse still, excess sugar contributes to sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle tissue that becomes harder to reverse with age. High sugar intake suppresses protein synthesis and increases fat storage in the muscles. You may think you're doing your heart and muscles a favor by choosing low-fat yogurt, but you're likely doing the opposite. A better alternative: full-fat, unsweetened Greek yogurt, which contains healthy fats, protein, and probiotics that support muscle repair and heart function. Now let's look at another classic health food: whole grain bread. This one may come as a shock because we've all been taught that whole grains are essential for fiber and long-term health. And while that may be partially true, the reality for many seniors is more complex. Most commercial whole grain breads are not made from whole intact grains. They're made from pulverized whole wheat flour that acts much like white flour in the body, causing blood sugar spikes and inflammatory responses. Even worse, some of these breads contain added gluten, preservatives, and emulsifiers that interfere with gut health, which directly influences systemic inflammation and heart health. Another issue: phytic acid. This compound found in whole wheat binds to important minerals like magnesium, calcium, and zinc. These are minerals your heart and muscles need to function properly. If your diet is heavy in so-called healthy whole grains, but lacking in bioavailable minerals, you may be feeding your body food that looks good on paper, but sabotages your biology over time. So what can you do instead? Choose truly whole grains like steel-cut oats or quinoa and pair them with vitamin C-rich foods to enhance mineral absorption. Avoid packaged breads that contain more than 5 ingredients. Simplicity in ingredients often means less inflammation in your body. You're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to be strategic. And that's how you preserve your strength and circulation as you age. The smoothie illusion and the nut butter mistake. Let's move to another sneaky saboteur, the morning smoothie. Now, smoothies sound like the epitome of health. They're colorful, made with fruit, and often include things like almond milk or protein powder. But here's what many seniors don't realize. Most smoothies are overloaded with fruit sugars and lack the fiber, fat, and protein that balance blood sugar. If your morning blend includes a banana, mango, orange juice, and a scoop of vanilla protein, you're likely ingesting 40 to 60 grams of sugar, more than what's in a can of soda. This can lead to mid-morning crashes, irritability, and over time, elevated triglycerides that contribute to fatty deposits in your arteries. Smoothies also get digested quickly, which means your blood sugar rises fast and crashes hard. For a senior heart, that roller coaster is dangerous. Your body prefers stable energy, and your arteries need a break from insulin spikes that quietly harden vessel walls. Another quiet offender is nut butter. Peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, they're all marketed as rich in protein and healthy fats. And in moderation, natural versions of these can be fine. But here's the issue. Many commercial nut butters are packed with added sugars, hydrogenated oils, and salt. These ingredients inflame the cardiovascular system and contribute to water retention, high blood pressure, and even heart rhythm issues. For seniors trying to manage heart conditions or muscle loss, this is a big red flag. Even the healthy-looking jars labeled natural can be misleading. Some still contain palm oil or added stabilizers that interfere with nutrient absorption. And portion size matters. A tablespoon or two may be fine, but it's easy to eat 5 or 6 tablespoons when you're spreading it on toast or blending it into smoothies. That's hundreds of extra calories, most of them from fat and sugar, with minimal benefit to your muscles or heart. So what can you do instead? Opt for single-ingredient nut butters, like plain almond butter or peanut butter that lists only nuts and maybe a pinch of salt. Better yet, use it as a topping rather than a main course. Mix it with chia seeds or flax meal for added fiber. And if you're having a smoothie, keep fruit portions modest and add in a handful of greens, some healthy fat like avocado, and real protein from sources like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. This way, your breakfast becomes a tool for stability, not a trigger for inflammation. The veggie you need to rethink, and the fish that's not so heart safe. Now let's talk about vegetables, specifically canned vegetables. At first glance, canned green beans or carrots seem like a great way to get your servings in. They're convenient, shelf-stable, and technically vegetables. But many canned vegetables are loaded with sodium. One serving can contain more than half of the daily recommended sodium intake for older adults. That's not just a concern for blood pressure. Excess sodium pulls water into your bloodstream, increasing volume and pressure on already stressed heart muscles. It also causes swelling in the legs, shortness of breath, and worsens heart failure symptoms. In addition, the canning process often destroys some of the natural enzymes and vitamins in vegetables. You're getting the calories, but not the nutrients your body needs to fight inflammation and maintain muscle health. And let's not forget about the BPA often found in the lining of cans, which may disrupt hormones involved in heart regulation. Fresh or frozen vegetables are far better choices. If you must use canned, choose low-sodium versions and rinse thoroughly before cooking. Finally, let's look at fish. Surely fish is healthy, right? Yes, but not all fish are created equal. Many seniors turn to tilapia or farmed salmon, thinking they're making a heart-smart choice. But farm varieties are often raised in overcrowded conditions and fed grain-based pellets high in omega-6 fatty acids. This throws off your body's omega-3 to omega-6 ratio and leads to systemic inflammation, which is a key driver of heart disease. Moreover, some farmed fish are treated with antibiotics and exposed to environmental toxins that accumulate in their flesh. When consumed regularly, these contaminants may affect your immune system and cardiovascular resilience. The better option is wild-caught fish like wild salmon, sardines, or mackerel, which are rich in clean, heart-protective omega-3s. Just be cautious with mercury levels in larger fish like tuna or swordfish. The big takeaway here is this: just because something is labeled healthy does not mean it's heart-safe for seniors. Your nutritional needs are different now. Your heart and muscles require less sugar, more anti-inflammatory support, and foods that actually nourish at the cellular level. The right diet can make the difference between silent decline and strong longevity. Listen to your body, read your labels, and choose foods that serve you, not just your cravings or convenience. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to our channel, Health Smart 365, for more insights like this. Leave a comment if you've been surprised by any of these foods. And don't forget to share this video with someone you care about, because good health should never be a secret.